Welcome to the Managing the Smart Mind podcast with your host, Coach Kramer. This is episode 6, Gifted Guilt. In today's episode, I want to talk about something that affects most gifted humans, gifted guilt. I think the whole problem starts with the terminology mindfuck. Yes, words actually matter. Because if you're gifted, if you've been gifted a smart mind, it's quite easy to take that to mean that you got very lucky and that you need to do something in return. And even if you didn't reach that conclusion on your own, society, school, your parents will probably have helped you reach it. They may have said things like, "You have been so blessed. Now use your blessings to help others." Or, "You shouldn't use such a brilliant mind for," whatever they think is a complete waste of time, like playing video games, right? Going to the beach, surfing, whatever. Or they could have said things like, "You need to make the fullest use of your talents." No pressure, right? The odds are that, like me, you grew up thinking that you needed to use your smart mind to at least find a cure for cancer and solve world famine. And if you have some time left after that, a theory of everything would also be very nice. You may think that you don't own your brain, that the world does, that you're only leasing it and you need to pay humanity back in good deeds. And this is not a fun way to live, especially, by the way, if, again, like me, your brain is completely unsuitable to the decade-long intensive research that is required to find a cure for anything, let alone cancer. And interestingly, extremely smart humans are usually portrayed as either evil masterminds, hello, Moriarty, or as Nobel Prize-winning geniuses. But 99% of us smart people don't live at those polarities. We live somewhere in the continuum. Is it fun to do something amazing for mankind? Of course it is. Is it fun to win Nobel Prizes or field medals? I've got you, mathematicians. Of course. Is it fun to live your life from a sense of obligation and always falling short? No, not at all. And how this shows up with a lot of my gifted clients is in massive dissatisfaction. They have this image of the person they think they should be, that they have been told they should be. Hello, Leonardo, Marie Curie, Einstein, all the peeps. And whether this is conscious or not, they feel they always fall short, that they could and should be doing so much more, that their impact should be so much bigger, that their life is a bit of a disappointment, that they need to earn the space they take up on this planet, the oxygen they breathe, and that they're letting everyone down. This is not helpful. So here are some first principles when it comes to gifted guilt. Listen up. First of all, you do not need to earn your place on this planet. I don't care what you do. You can count grains of sand for the rest of your life, stare at the horizon, whatever quote-unquote useless thing you can think of. You still have a right to exist. Why? Because you do. You do exist. That's your argument. You're here on planet Earth. And second, guilt is a completely useless and unnecessary emotion. Now, a lot of the coaching work I do, interestingly, is about emotions and feeling emotions and processing them, but not guilt. Guilt is a complete waste of time. Why? Because guilt usually comes from something like a should. And a should is always a lie because it argues with reality. I should have worked harder. I should have become a doctor. I shouldn't have disappointed my parents, etc., etc., etc. All these shoulds that then give us guilt. They're completely useless. And feeling the guilt doesn't change a single thing. And you may argue, I feel guilty because I was lazy in school and I didn't get the degree I could have, or something like that. Then I would ask you first, were you really lazy or just interested in other things than your school curriculum? And second, why would you choose to feel guilty about this? Because yes, this is a choice you can actually make. You can choose how to think about stuff like this. You made a decision not to do any school work. Maybe you like your reasons. Maybe you don't. But in either case, feeling guilty about it isn't going to help you any other than making you feel bad about yourself and totally undermine your self-trust. So whenever the gifted guilt starts raising its ugly head, whenever you start thinking nasty little thoughts like, I should make better use of my talents, I've wasted my college years, I could have given so much more to the world, society, my work, etc., etc., please stop. And instead, ask some useful questions like, do I want to make better use of my talent? Do I want to live differently than I did during my college years? Do I want to give more to the world? If the answer is yes, figure out the how with your smart mind and go do it. Not saying it's going to be easy, but at least you're doing stuff instead of feeling guilty. And if the answer is no, which is a perfectly legit answer, accept it. This is not what you want. You do not want to spend your life saving the world. And guilting yourself into wanting it isn't going to create a happy and joyful life for you, or for that matter, the people around you. So instead, ask yourself what you do want to do and go do that. But please, no more gifted guilt. You have a smart mind. It's fun. Now, what do you want to do with it? Go do that and drop all the stories. If you want to stop feeling guilty and start feeling good about that amazing smart mind of yours, it's a good idea to work with me. You can reach out to me via my website, coachkramer.org, or send me a message on LinkedIn. And if there is a specific topic you'd love to see covered on this podcast, or someone you'd love to see interviewed, do let me know on podcast@elsakramer.com. Last but not least, if you liked this episode, I would love for you to leave a review so more people can find the podcast and learn to manage their smart mind. See you in the next one. Bye.